Hey everybody, it's Azure. How y'all like this? Is that not just the coolest little thing? It's coming off though, it's very annoying. Um, I found that at Dollar Tree whenever I picked my son up and just thought it was very fitting. But tonight I am doing a habaki shrimp and steak. Same little recipe that I've shared before. I've got my grill going, I've got the rice cooking, and yeah, I cheated. I just did the bowl in a bag. But this is our no boil cover. You see how it's not boiling over and I'm sitting there. It'll be done here in a couple minutes. My grill's getting ready. I have the lovely shrimp is coated in half a teaspoon of fresh ginger, a teaspoon of soy sauce, and a teaspoon of the toasted sesame oil, sorry. I have broccoli and onions getting ready to go, and then I'm not really huge on seafood, so I also have got some steak and zucchini and onions for me to put on mine. And then a client brought me some fresh strawberries today that she went and picked. So I'm going to do little strawberry cakes or cupcakes or whatever in the brownie pan. I'm going to make little cakes there. So as soon as this gets ready to go, I'm going to add my vegetables on there. Give me a second. I'm going to pull this up. Now I'm just going to set the shrimp over here so I can get to it here. My kitchen's still a wreck, so we are going on borrowed time. Now I've got my steaks and I've got them cut up. I just did salt, pepper, and the garlic and herb, or not the garlic and herb, excuse me, the peppercorn and garlic seasoning on there, so they are here and ready to go once I get it done, if this thing will ever preheat here. This recipe only takes a couple minutes to do. As soon as it preheats, I'm going to get it on there and I'm going to start the cake. So this shouldn't be a very, very long video, I hope. Sometimes I ramble, so who knows. But, the cake, or cupcakes, or whatever you want to call them, I used the blueberry and lemon cake from Pampered Chef, but instead I've been experimenting with different fruits. And this time I didn't have yellow cake, so I'm using a pineapple upside down cake. So pineapple upside down, lemon, strawberry. We'll see how it turns out. I'm going to add a little more oil here. I'm finally on vacation, but I am exhausted. It's not quite telling me it's ready, but I'm going to go ahead and start adding vegetables. This is broccoli. I'm trying not to make a mess, so we'll see how much I drop. I always put too much. And then some chopped onions. And then I'm just going to flip it over and let that cook a little bit. It says for 2 minutes. I did overheat a little bit, so I'm probably going to, overload it, not overheat it. I'm probably going to open it up and stir it up a little bit and cook it a little more. Yeah, my rice is done, so give me a second here. Okay, let those drain. That'll pull off. Now, the cake, Can't find anything still. I've got the pineapple upside down cake mix. So I'm adding it for my batter. 3 eggs. Veggies here, so I'll Now for my cake, you want to add a lemon, or the juice from the lemon, sorry. And I'm just going to use a citrus press and squeeze it right on in there. I'll do it slow so I don't squirt it everywhere. I'm going to seed in there. Okay. 1/3 cup of oil. And, of course, I don't have a spatula. 3/4 cup of sour cream. And a teaspoon of poppy seeds. Let me set that aside just a second. Now, I'm going to add, this is where I change up the recipe. I'm going to add a little soy sauce. And some sesame seeds. And I'm going to let that cook just a little bit longer while I mix up my cake mix. Now for the cake, I'm doing it in the brownie pan so that it's only going to take a couple minutes. Well, it'll take about 15 minutes to bake it, but then I have fresh strawberries that I have chopped up. And I'll add that and just kind of fold it into the batter. Oops, I left one. Y'all can smell this, it's amazing. But let me set this aside again. Whoop. Didn't quite get the switch. And Here's my spatula. I'm just using my cone serving platter to get my veggies off here. What I don't really want to do. Because I added 2 different meats. Oh. Well, definitely making a mess. But I'm basically doing 2 different recipes. I'm doing the shrimp hibachi with my little added touch, and then I'm doing shrimp with, then I'm doing steak with the zucchini and onions. So I'm going to have to kind of empty it. And I am going to add a little bit more oil. I know I have those little bitty pieces, but I am not chasing them down for this video. Shrimp's only going to take a couple minutes here. Kind of spread those out, and that's about a pound of large shrimp. Scoop for this. I'm probably gonna have enough to do a batch or 2. We'll see. I'm just using, actually I had the medium scoop. I should have grabbed the large scoop to fill my brownie pans. And of course I'm still getting in and making a mess. But, Mom always told me it was messy, it was better. I'm going to put my little cakes in the oven. Okay. Next me. What did I do? Oh, here I go again. I can't find anything. Place that up and let it cook my shrimps a little more. I think I hit a button whenever I was trying to get my mess up, which has failed miserably. And it's causing my, somehow or another I changed the setting on it, so now it's heating back up. But I'll have my shrimp in here in a minute. And if I need to reheat this before the steaks and the zucchini and onions or whatever, then I can just pop this whole thing in the oven. else for my cake. I don't do icing. It does make a glaze, and I have the fresh strawberries in the manual food processor. I don't want it puree, but I want it pretty close to it. So some chunks are going to be fine. It smells really good. Got me a bowl here. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta check my trap. Before I kill them. Back a little bit. Well, that little thing. So what I'm going to do now, because I still have a lot of juice from this, and I'm not turning this off, but I'm going to pop my tray out here. Gonna throw 15 some minutes on there. Usually it's gonna go to the preheat and then it's gonna tell you to add your food. Since I hit the button whenever I did that, it kind of reset it, so it's still trying to catch up with me. That's user error. Get a little oil on here again, and now I have chopped zucchini and onions. It just cut off, so it's still pretty hot. So I'm not waiting on it to tell me to add. And then some fresh garlic. Our soy sauce. And sesame seeds. And I'm going to flip that there and let it cook. As it heats up, let me get a pan. And get me another stoneware to go. My cake's ready in the oven. Our glaze, 2 cups of powdered sugar. 2 lemons, And I'm going to use the juicer zester for this part, just because I kept having to pick seeds out with the other one, because apparently my lemons have a lot of seeds. I'm not very good at this public speaking. Yeah, these lemons do have a lot of seeds. But what I like about it is see how it catches all my seeds, and then I can just toss it, and there's all my lemon juice. I'm going to add it to my powdered sugar. And then all my pureed strawberry. Now, because it's hard to judge the exact amount of juice you're going to get out of a lemon, sometimes you will need to add water. I think my strawberries are going to make up for it this time. So while my little cupcakes get done, instead of frosting, I'll use a little strawberry sugar glaze. I keep hitting that button too soon. And I'm going to maybe add a little more oil. Kind of separate these a little bit. And of course, I'm going to throw some more off. I always feel it way too much. I'm going to cook those a little bit longer. Does not do well for me to come home in the evening and try to cook without dumping everything on the floor. Well, it doesn't help that my kitchen's a mess and I can't get to anything. Alright, let's see if I can do this without cutting everything off. See all that food I dropped down there. Oh, it's crazy. Yeah. have garlic here. Let me let that cook a little bit. I'd really have to be a little more enthusiastic tonight, but I'm tired. Some garlic. What happens when you're feeding enough for 4 adults? You cook way too much food. And I could split this up and do it on both trays, but add a little more soy sauce. And flip that bad boy over so it can cook for a little bit. And I'll clean up a little bit of this mess, because I know that will make me crazy. Okay, I'm gonna have to check my strawberry brownie cakes here in just a minute. And oh, there they are. I lost my bleach wipes. My alarm or my timer's getting ready to start yelling at me. I'm gonna clean up some of my mess here and check. Sometimes the brownies, depending on how full I feel them, takes usually 15 to 18 minutes. Steaks aren't going to take that long. So, let me figure out what I did with my chocolate. Alright, let's see. I'm going to go a couple more minutes with it, just by looking at it. Now I have green onions to put on this afterwards. Done with the soy sauce. Done with the sesame seeds. Mix it. No, like I said earlier, I cheated. I used the whatever mint rice in a bag. Not minute rice, because it took 10 minutes, but I could have done it in the rice cooker and done it in the microwave, but it's so hard to get to it to open it up right now. But yay, vacation, so I get to do everything up. And I have got to hit the button. Get rid of it. I'll go ahead, cancel that, and reach back and turn it off because my steaks are done. Let's bring the cake out. They make a yum yum sauce, or the recipe has a yum yum sauce for this. I'm not a huge fan of sauces on my food. Sometimes I'll try a little, but this is what we have here. And let me check my there we go on those. Of course, those are going to have to cool, and then I'll have to put a glaze on it, and I'll take a picture of it afterwards and send y'all. So I hope y'all have a good night. It'll get better than this, I promise. My vacation's here now. I can rest. See you later.